Okay, let's get started. So my name is Charlene Bazile, and I'm an Associate Content Marketing Manager at CreatorIQ. Our team uses data storytelling to chart insights and trends within the creator economy. Today, we'll be discussing influencer marketing for home brands, more particularly how to leverage content creators to succeed in home goods. At the end, we'll have a short Q&A, so you can pop your questions at the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen. Before we jump in, I wanted to share a little bit about CreatorIQ. It's an end-to-end platform that helps users grow, manage, measure, and scale successful influencer marketing programs. CreatorIQ recently acquired Tribe Dynamics, an influencer marketing analytics company, and together, both platforms offer a suite of comprehensive features and services. For this presentation, I gathered examples using earned media value, or EMV as I'll call it. It's a proprietary metric that measures the value of engagement about a brand generated by a third party. So here's a glimpse of the topics we'll cover today. We'll put the creator economy into context and talk about why it's important for the home industry to leverage content creators. We'll touch on using e-commerce and affiliate strategies to make partnerships beneficial for the creators you work with. And finally, we'll discuss some tips for maintaining long-term relationships with creators, which will boost your ROI over time. Before we can understand how to best leverage content creators in the home vertical, we have to understand how the creator economy functions and why creators are at the center of it. So what is the creator economy? The creator economy is a $100 billion ecosystem surrounding content creators, their followers, the platforms on which they share content, and the brands with whom they collaborate. Over 50 million people worldwide consider themselves a content creator, and this number is only growing. The creator economy is industry agnostic, meaning all industries can benefit from being part of this growing ecosystem. The reason why understanding this ecosystem is crucial is because the way consumers have been making purchasing decisions have drastically changed. So consumers still value word of mouth recommendations, but this looks a little bit different. We're far more likely to make a purchasing decision from a YouTube video than we are from a brand's owned media. Consumers aren't necessarily looking at ads for insight on what to buy anymore. Now they're looking at creators. So social platforms are catching up. They're creating funds to support creators and also launching incentives to keep creators on their platforms. And now brands are following suit. Some of the top performers in the home vertical are leveraging content creators, and those that don't take influencer marketing seriously will get left behind. So creators are at the center of this massive shift in consumer behavior, but what does this mean for the home and garden industry? So I want to talk a little bit about the psyche of someone that's following home creators or making purchases in this vertical. They're trying to make their life a little bit better after, a difficult couple of years, and they're trying to generate a sense of ease or provide comfort or aesthetic pleasure. And so they're looking to creators for guidance on how to arrange their space to reflect their lifestyle, their personality, or potentially their life goals. Because creators in the home vertical represent an ideal lifestyle of sorts to consumers, the home goods industry is uniquely positioned to take advantage of influencer and affiliate marketing in order to build brand awareness and create targeted campaigns that drive conversion. By leveraging influencer marketing, you can increase the qualified leads for your home offerings, especially since creators in the home industry often provide a funnel for more than one purchase. So sometimes consumers are undergoing a large home improvement project, or they're working on a particular area of their house. Before we pivot to tactical strategies you can use and to apply to your influencer marketing program, I wanted to share some of my favorite creators in the home industry. I really love mugs. At any given time, I have like 3 mugs on my desk. And so one of my favorite creators is Diana Adams. She's known on Instagram by Simple Haas, and she is a ceramics and pottery maker. She's partnered with West Elm to offer some of her products to their consumers, And so I just mentioned this because product collaborations are a great high leverage way to involve a creator and develop a long-term partnership. Next is An Lin. She's the founder of Girl and the World. She does a lot of home renovations and improvements. She partners with brands via affiliate marketing and showcases some of the products that she uses to furnish and decorate different corners of her home. And then finally, we have Christina Martinez, who's part of New Darlings. I think it's actually a husband and a wife, but we just left the husband out, so that's that. But she's a decor enthusiast, and she's also kind of a lifestyle blogger type. And she shares home renovations and links to the brands that are featured in her content. So we know that working with creators can be beneficial to a brand in the home industry. How do you find the right creators to partner with? It's a process, but the first step is to identify your campaign goals. So is this a campaign to get your brand name out there, or are you more focused on driving revenue? You want to set an intention beforehand because some creators are better at driving brand awareness and some are more skilled at conversion. So you want to have time to iterate because creators can become powerful converters over time if they have the proper education. The next rule of thumb when thinking about working with your creators is that your biggest fans are already talking about you. Just think about it. Creators are monetizing, building a community, and captivating attention. In the home industry, they do this by sharing themselves and the products that make their space unique or pleasing. So if they've come across your product and if they've added it to their home, chances are they've already told their audiences about it, which means they've shared it on social media. So one example of the power of social listening when leveraging creators is Cozy Earth. Cozy Earth is a luxury loungewear and bedding brand. I've been trying to get some Cozy Earth products for a while. They were founded by Tyler Howells to help him and his wife manage their different sleep preferences, temperature-wise. The brand garnered 16 million in earned media value, or EMV, between March 2021 and February 2022. This was a 558 boost from the previous year's total, which indicates that more creators were talking about the brand organically on social media. The brand's post count also swelled by over 1,300% year over year, and the brand produced 16.9K pieces of content in the same time period. So one other thing I should mention about Cozy Earth is that since 2018, it's been featured on Oprah's annual list of favorite things. That's 4 years, which is really crazy. Cozy Earth displays this proudly on their website. You have to scroll just a little bit just to see Shop Oprah's favorites. And in November, which was Cozy Earth's biggest month in 2021, hashtag Oprah's favorite things fueled 36.3K in EMV. So it just goes to show that keeping tabs of who's talking about your brand and leveraging the content that they're creating, especially if it's a high profile creator, can go a long way. But of course, we can't all have Oprah raving about us, though we might want to. This strategy is also effective for finding micro or nano influencers or creators. And gone is the days of looking up your branded hashtags and manually taking note of your fans with an Excel sheet. Now software can save you time by tracking your mentions for you. So practically speaking, you can figure out who is already talking about you using a search and discovery feature to find and track mentions. In CreatorIQ, this tactic is available through the community discovery feature. One example of this is Loloy Rugs, which I'll talk about a bit later. It's a brand that does this kind of well. They'll repost content from creators that are posting about the brand organically. And so that boosts rapport with the creator as well as brand loyalty. So let's say you've already taken inventory on content creators who are mentioning your brand and you're looking to expand your creator community. You'll want to use the software to explore creators who are posting about products or services that are similar to the ones that you offer. Pay attention to the demographics of the creator's audience and whether it aligns with who you're trying to reach. And you'll want to take note of typical metrics like engagement, while also being mindful that some creators own spaces that aren't immediately viewable on a system, such as like a Facebook group or a newsletter or their own website. You want to work with creators who have a roadmap for themselves that aligns with your goals. Ideally, it's helpful if they're interested in a long-term partnership rather than a one-off. And since the more that they post about your brand, the likelier they are to drive conversion. Tap into e-commerce to build mutually beneficial partnerships. Many brands focus their campaigns on finding new partnerships, but in the home industry, it actually pays off more over time to focus your efforts on retaining relationships with creators. By creating mutually beneficial partnerships, your brand will maximize its potential for conversion. We love Amazon Home. So Amazon is an example of creating mutually beneficial partnerships. It's one of the best examples I've seen. Between March 2021 and February 22, Amazon Home generated 102.1 million EMV in the US, and which was 114% more than the previous year. They had a high potency as well, and they experienced a 65% year-over-year spike in mentions, which indicates that influencers were incorporating the brand in more posts than the previous year. These gains were sparked by Amazon Home's ability to build enthusiasm for its products and also like the wide breadth of products that they offer. Creators posted about the brand 32.2K times in all during that period. I'll talk about a specific creator a little later, but I wanted to dig into the systems that Amazon Home has in place. So they have a very structured influencer marketing program. Content creators are able to build a virtual storefront, and then Amazon Home can drive consumers to these storefronts, potentially boosting creators' follower accounts. Amazon Home also encourages creators to use affiliate links or discount codes in their posts. And that is helpful because it allows content creators to earn a fixed income on qualifying purchases made using the link. So we're going to talk about Mick. Mick is a cool guy. Mick Zenon. He was responsible for 10.4% of Amazon Home's EMV, which is crazy because all of that was generated by a single content creator. And so Mick is a self-proclaimed affiliate marketing specialist who boasts over 2.8 million followers on TikTok, where he routinely features several of his favorite Amazon gadgets and hacks in his 365-part TikTok series, which is an expansion of his earlier Amazon Products You Need or Don't series. And it was an expansion that followers requested, actually. In May of 2021, which was one of Amazon Home's biggest months, Mick posted about Amazon Home about 45 times, and his posts yielded 2.4 million EMV, which was 29.9% of Amazon Home's total EMV for May. Mick uses both the storefront and discount codes, which renders his partnership with Amazon Home mutually beneficial, which is what we're aiming for. In terms of best practices, in general, it's helpful to approach building out your influencer marketing program as a trial and error process. You want to give yourself enough leeway to iterate on what works well. I know a lot of people see influencer marketing as something that you can do as a one-off campaign, but in practice, it doesn't actually work that way. You want to have more than one campaign. Some best practices in the home industry include being seasonally aware, so ramping up your campaigns around Mother's Day, Father's Day, or end of the year holidays to allow your brand to be top of mind right around the time that consumers are more likely to make purchases. And you also might offer specific discount codes to your content creators, which can give you the edge over your competitors. We briefly touched on the importance of building long-term partnerships with your creators. Here are some of the best practices for cultivating relationships with creators. It might seem pretty obvious, but you'd be surprised how much personalization affects a creator's willingness to work with a brand. You might highlight some recent content from them that you enjoyed, spotlighting organic posts that feature your brand, or if you're aware of any positive milestones, there's opportunity to congratulate the creator for it. Not all creators are aware of how to work with brands or even how to communicate with them, so be mindful of this. And when possible, take steps to educate your creators beyond the specific campaign. Invest in creators by cross-promoting their content, being curious about their professional goals, and providing them with opportunities to grow. You also want to reward your long-term high-value creators with opportunities like product collaborations, which makes them feel valued and promotes brand loyalty. Loloi rugs, they're really great with product collaborations. It's a brand that produces rugs that are ethically hand-woven in India. They're really big on producing a quality rug as an art form, so they really look at it as a craft. Between February 2021 and March 2022, Loloi rugs collected 29 million in EMV, and they outperformed other high-profile rug competitors like Ruggable, for example. Creators generated an impressive 9.8K pieces of content during this period as well. Loloi Rugs sets itself above the pack by nurturing relationships with content creators, such as one of its top content creators, Joanna Gaines. Joanna is the co-founder of Magnolia, which is like this big home media company, and is also a previous Fixer Upper host. So Joanna's first collaboration with Loloi Rugs was in 2016, and in June 2021, the brand announced that it would add to the Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines rug collection. So that reinvigorated consumer interest in the offering. Joanna powered 1 million EMV over the past year for the brand, demonstrating how retaining strong relationships in with your collaborators pays dividends over time. So I highlighted some creators. I'm going to highlight a couple home brands that are doing well in this sort of January 2022 to June 2022. So I'm starting with Amazon Home. They're doing great as per usual. So their content creators were responsible for 68 million EMV. So that was a 32% increase from H2 2021. Stony Clover Lane is a travel accessory brand founded by two sisters, and the brand netted 15.9 million EMV, boosting its EMV from H2 2021 by 104%. And finally, Clorox is doing pretty well, and they're working with athletes, as seen here in the slide. Clorox netted 6.9 million EMV and improving their EMV by 57%. And as an honorable mention, I'll include the Container Store, which is kind of a cool brand. Some key takeaways from today's webinars include focusing your marketing efforts on influencer marketing as a way to take advantage of the creator economy and build a recurring pipeline for consumer purchases. 2, you'll also want to take note of existing fans and develop programs that feature them when building out your influencer marketing strategy. And it's because they're already talking about you organically, so take advantage of your fans. And lastly, it's essential to cultivate long-term relationships with creators by leveraging affiliate strategies, product collaborations, and personalized communications. For those curious about next steps, you can download the guide to influencer marketing for home brands on CreatorIQ.com under the resources tab. And you can also go to that page in order to request a product demo. Our next webinar will be on how to win at Skin Talk, which will be run by Kat. You can join us on July 26th at noon. Thanks so much for your time and attention. I'll take questions now, probably just one. And again, just send them through the Q&A function. Okay. What's your favorite home brand marketing campaign? So I just got an Nespresso, and a lot of people sometimes don't think about appliances as part of home brands, but they are. And Nespresso had a long series of like videos with George Clooney that were really like sultry and fun and vibey. And I think that's part of how the brand is still performing really well now. Those were like quite a while ago. Okay, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining and spending time with me. Have a good evening.